It's the last thing you'd expect when a police officer catches a drunk driver. Instead of taking the person to jail, the officer drives him home.
That's what the Doraville Police Department did for a former city councilman in March after a car crash. The department took some heat but explained it would do the same for anyone else when there aren't enough officers on duty to make a trip to the DeKalb jail.
Fox 5 I-Team reporter Johnny Edwards thought that explanation raised more questions, Johnny, than it answered.
That's right, Tom. Questions of fairness. On the surface, the DUI of Andy Yeoman seemed like a political favor. What with Yeoman running for DeKalb County Commissioner and endorsed by Doraville's mayor. But we looked deeper and found it's the luck of the draw whether you go to jail or not for a DUI in Doraville. And that's a whole other problem. What happened here in March under an I-285 overpass didn't look good for the city of Doraville.
Right, so this is my district.
A former councilman and current candidate for DeKalb County Commission crashing into a stopped car. A woman injured. The candidate charged with driving under the influence of alcohol, a misdemeanor. But instead of going here to be booked, fingerprinted, have his mugshot taken, and posting bond, Andy Yeoman got a lift home from a police officer.
How do you plead to the charge of driving under the influence?
With all respect and deference to this court, I'll be pleading not guilty.
You feel like you got special treatment that morning from the police?
No, and I'll give you a call later.
The city denies it did any favors for the ex-councilman. Instead, it blames a policy change by the DeKalb County Sheriff's Office, which has left Doraville police struggling at times to cover its shifts.
You look through the records, you saw that it's not special treatment. It's happened other times. It's a symbol of a bigger problem.
Doraville's police chief declined to speak with the Fox 5 I-Team, but a city spokeswoman sent us a lengthy statement saying the department was too short-handed the morning of Yeoman's arrest to take him to jail. Short-handed because the week before, the DeKalb Sheriff's Office announced deputies won't be sitting at hospitals anymore with felony suspects who need medical treatment before going to jail, laying that responsibility on city police. The morning of March 23rd, Doraville police had just 4 officers on duty, with a 5th posted at Grady with a suspected drug dealer. The statement saying this policy shift from DeKalb County Sheriff's Office and the impact it has had is what forced Doraville police to make the difficult decision to release Mr. Yeoman on a copy of his charges. The decision made in the case of Mr. Yeoman was in no way influenced by his previous leadership position for the city.
We've got an intergovernmental agreement with DeKalb County where they get a portion of the taxes to provide jail services, and now DeKalb County is shifting that part of their jail services back to the city, and that feels like an unfunded mandate to me.
The DeKalb County Sheriff's Office isn't talking, but we confirmed the Sheriff's Office did announce this policy change on March 13th. We looked at every Doraville DUI arrest since that date. We found that of 13 people arrested, 7 went to jail, and 6, like Yeoman, went home. So this woman, who a report says crashed into another car on 285, taken to Grady with a gash on her head. Then to jail. But a man who crashed into a 285 guardrail, who couldn't tell police the time of day, released to his wife. No booking, no mugshot, no bond. This man found asleep at the wheel of a parked van, to jail. But a man accused of rear-ending another car, then refusing to take a breath test, driven to a quick trip, and released to his girlfriend. Again, no mugshot, no bond. Does that seem problematic? Attorney Justin Spiesman specializes in DUI cases, including dozens of cases per year in Doraville.
Whatever their policy is, it needs to be a policy that is applied 100 times out of 100 in the same way. Otherwise, you put yourself in a position where you can be questioned for saying, well, are we picking and choosing?
Steve Nasta, an NYPD veteran who teaches at John Jay College, said drunk driving is too serious to just charge suspects and let them go.
If we allow a person to go home, we don't know whether he's going to continue drinking and get back in another car and go on the road again and endanger other people.
Off camera, Yeoman told us he doesn't believe police treated him differently than anyone else that morning. But if they did, he said, that's not right. He told us that because of his past involvement in Doraville Municipal Court as a councilman, he asked for his case to be transferred to DeKalb State Court. We tried repeatedly to get information from the sheriff's office about this policy change, and we requested an interview with the sheriff herself, Melody Maddox. So far, no response.